What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show. We give you the best advice in business and life. Thank you guys for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. You already know I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys, and I mean that. Why does nobody want to work anymore? Why does nobody want to work anymore? There's a lot of reasons. To be honest with you, we could sit back and have one hell of a conversation, but I'll keep it short. I'll keep it simple. First and foremost, what I believe to be the most important. Actually, I might save that till the end. You guys hold on a second. I might save that till the end. The lack of trust. The lack of trust. How many of you have taken a job, worked that job for a little while to only be backstabbed by your coworkers, only to be backstabbed by upper management, only to have people step all over you and lie on you? I'm being honest, and you all know it exists. For those that don't, you are a fool. I really fear for my sons being who they are in this world, two mixed boys, black and white. I fear for them, and that's not me race baiting. That's me being honest. To go out here in the workplace, because I've seen it. I've seen it happen in real time. I've seen people not like somebody based solely off of their race, religion, and things of that nature. And it makes me scared for my two young sons to go out here in the workforce. And then I've dealt with racist upper management. I've dealt with shitty bosses, shitty supervisors. Each and every one of you have too, whether you want, especially white people out there. Don't act like the shit don't exist. We know it exists. And I've dealt with these people. I've had to deal with that type of shit myself. I've watched other people have to deal with things like that. And then here we are, and I got to send my kids out here into this workforce, into this environment. Now, I'm all for hard work. I'm all for putting in a day's worth of labor. But at what cost? You got backstabbing ass coworkers, backstabbing ass employers. You have upper management, they'll quid pro quo. That means this for that. You know, if you do this, I'll give you that. Do you have all these types of things going on in the workplace? It's been that way forever, though. This is not anything new. This is not a 2025 conversation. This has happened for thousands of years. But these days, that's one reason right there why people don't want to work anymore. 100% loyalty. You work your ass off at a company and get nothing in return. You give somebody 5, 6, 7 years of hard labor. For those of you that are in labor positions, you give a company 5, 6, 7 years of labor, wearing your body down, your knees, your back, your feet, your elbows, your shoulders, putting gray hair on your chin for a freaking company all to be let go one day whenever they realize that, hey, we can't afford to keep you. Jeff Bezos 100% has a tactic to where he hires young employees or old, doesn't matter your age so much. But he hires young employees, he holds on to them for 5 or 6 years, and he cuts them loose. This is for real one of his tactics. Hires them young, holds on to them 5 or 6 years, gives them quality pay raises to help meet the living standard, and then he cuts them loose, and he hires and he starts the process over. So they hire, hold on for 5 years, cut loose, and start it over. And they keep cycling people in and out. And everybody knows this. There's been articles wrote about that. And a lot of other people take on these same tactics. Even small mom and pop places, not so much them, but they do. They will take on these freaking tactics. Job satisfaction, however the hell. You guys know I got a speech impediment. Job satisfaction. You're not satisfied at work. How about that? You're not satisfied at work. The expectation of your employer does not meet the reality of your work environment. It just doesn't make sense. Your employer wants you to handle X, Y, and Z lickety split for low pay. And it's like, man, I got to go do this. I have to go do that. I got to pick my kid up. I have to eat lunch. I have to use the bathroom. We'll do it later. Shit while you eat your sandwich, sailor. Do it later. Fuck those kids. That's how they feel. That's how they make you feel. You go pick your kid up, you're fired. You go use the bathroom, you're fired. Hey, when I worked for that company that I just quit a few months ago, man, horrible company. And that's how they made you feel. If you stopped to use the bathroom, it was a problem. You had literally, I was a driver. You had somebody monitoring your vehicle every freaking day. You stopped to use the bathroom, it's a problem. Why are you at the gas station? I had to use the bathroom. Why are you here? Why had to get something to eat? Why are you there? That's how that was constantly. And I've been in that field for 7 years, man. I knew the do's and don'ts. I'd been there for 7 years. I knew the do's and don'ts of the job. I'd been in that field that long. I knew what I was supposed to do, what I wasn't. But when I hired on with this new company, they had a supervisor that had worked for them for 40 years. So he felt like it was his company. They had a freaking little regional manager and he felt like it was his company because he had been there for 40 years. But that's because he was one of those mouth breathers that could do nothing more. All of you have experienced these types of things. So to run around and say that the younger generation doesn't want to work, it has nothing to do with that. And these people are very much eager and hungry to create and change the world. But you offer them nothing. There is no incentive to get out of bed and make something happen. They go to work for $20 an hour with nothing to show for it. Like I said, the expectations don't meet reality. The hard day's labor that you want these people to put in with no growth potential in most companies does not meet the reality, the standard of living that they have. They can't afford anything, plain and simple. You pay them the bare minimum. People like $20 an hour. In my day, I only made $3 an hour. Guys, when I started working, my first job paid me $4.95. My first job. And I still understand exactly what you're saying. I'm not one of those people to sit back and scream that you're lazy. No, $20 an hour is the bare minimum. $20 an hour is 100% the bare minimum that these employers need to be paying people. It's the bare minimum. $15, $16 an hour to wash dishes, I get it. But if you want me to come into Amazon and stand at your factory and shuffle boxes and all, it's a bare freaking minimum, $20 an hour. I mean, that's a $20 bill ain't shit anymore. It's a $100 bill to walk into Walmart and a $100 bill to walk out. It ain't shit anymore to give somebody $20 for their time and service. I have a saying because I always have people complain about my prices. I'm not expensive. Your ass is just cheap. Because I will 100% pay my way. I have no problem for paying for anybody's quality of work, goods and services. If your shit meets the standard that you're asking, if it meets everything, what you're asking, if you're asking me, telling me that you're worth $100 an hour, then you better meet it. A lot of people don't meet that shit. A lot of people, I had a guy the other day, I'm trying to get some graphics done. This guy's freaking complaining. I was trying to get a damn, not a logo, because I got a graphic designer for all that. I was just trying to get a freaking clock made or something online. This dude right here, man, wanting like $300 for some AI generated bullshit. I'm not paying you that for this garbage guy. Some old Canadian fuck wanting that much for some AI generated bullshit. That's the direction we're headed. People want to be paid for nothing. I have no problem paying a man or woman for their services, but make it worth it. When you book me for one-on-one coaching, guys, you're getting it all. I give you the works. I promise you, man, that's why I charge what I charge. I weed out the weak. My prices are right there up front. I charge what I charge. I give you the works. We can run over your credit score, how to build your credit, how to pay off your debt, whatever you want to do. I can put you on a path. You want a 1-year plan, 2-year plan, 5-year plan. We can sit there and figure all this out and get you straight on a straight path, executing on your hopes, goals, and dreams into what you're going to do. Whatever it is, I help people do that. You want to be whatever. And that's why I charge for that. My prices reflect my service. And that's why nobody's came back. And thank you to everybody that has booked me. And I mean that. I've loved working with each and every one of you. Thank you to everybody that has booked me. I am who I am. I do what I say I'm going to do. I show up on time. I'm never late. All that. Thank you to all my clients. I appreciate each and every one of you. Another reason people don't want to work anymore is to become an entrepreneur. There is a wave, and we're going to tap into that in just a second, but there is a wave of entrepreneurship going through this, hitting this country hard. There's a wave of entrepreneurship coming through and hitting this country hard. So we've discussed the low wages. Pay is not on par with the cost of living. I get it. I'm not going to work for anything less. 100% get it. Pay is not on par with the cost of living. Lack of trust, backstabbing ass coworkers, backstabbing ass employers. Start asking your employer in the job interview, man. Hey, I'm serious, and I'm not fucking with you. I'm being serious. Start asking your employer in the job interview. Say, hey, why'd your last people quit? When you're at the job interview, why'd they quit? I want to know. I have the right to know. You want to know why I got fired or why I haven't been working. I want to know why they quit, because your company's probably just as shitty as the one I came from. I have a right to know. If they can't answer those questions, I wouldn't want to work there. And I'm being honest with you guys. I wouldn't want to work there. Let these people, let their companies fall to the wayside. Stop catering to them. Stop being desperate. This is where cash heavy comes in. Cash heavy will always be my method, my standard of living. Have a solid foundation of cash so you can say, hey, fuck off there, guy. I don't need your job. Fuck off. Always have a solid foundation of cash, income, cash, credit. I don't operate from a place of desperation, and neither should you. Whatever job you're in right now, you need to live on way less than you make. And you need to start stacking cash, because that job is going to end one day. You know every one of you guys, especially the older people out there, I'm not lying. It is highly unlikely that you will wake up in 10, 20, 30 years working for the same company, in the same position, doing the same thing. Highly unlikely. Stack cash, put yourself in a proper position. That way, when hard times come, because hard times are always around the corner. So when hard times come, the hard times are always nipping at your heels. They are always on your back like the winter's cold. So stack cash, pay down your debts, stack cash. So when hard times come, you'll be ready for them. They will not hit you so hard. So we've talked about people wanting to become an entrepreneur. We've talked about low wages, pay not on par with the cost of living. We've talked about the lack of trust and loyalty in the freaking workplace. We've talked about young people can't afford anything. Why the hell would they want to work when they can't buy anything for themselves? They can't get a car. They can't rent an apartment. They can't freaking have anything. Why the hell would they want to work? Why? That's why Elon Musk, that's why Doge, Department of Government Efficiency, that's why freaking Donald Trump, they're running through everything that the Democratic Party has been doing. Yes, the Democratic Party has been doing. They have held office. It has been them. And there's no denying that. I don't claim to be a Republican or a Democrat, but the problem we're in has came from the freaking Democratic Party, 100%. The job expectation, the work that your employer requires of you does not meet the pay. It is ridiculous. It doesn't meet the pay. It doesn't meet the hours. It's ridiculous. The shit they want from you just does not match up. But to me, for those that made it this far, the number one reason why people do not want to work anymore is this. Your government, your company, these corporations, your employers, your first line supervisors, your management, they were not ready for this level of exposure that social media has brought. They were not ready for this level of attention that social media has brought to the workplace, to the government. It wasn't ready. Society was not ready for this. When the internet came out, I remember when the internet came around, people were like, oh, it'll never be a big thing. It's a crock of shit. It's no good. Nobody wanted to invest in it. Nobody believed in it. Nobody was interested in it when I was a kid. I was a teenager when the internet came around. A lot of you guys probably remember that. Nobody believed in it. Internet is still a baby. We're only about 25 years into internet. We're only about 12 years into social media, 12 solid years. Social media came around like 06. With MySpace, 05, 06, but it wasn't really developed. It was there. It was what it was. But we are literally only about 12, maybe 10 years into social media the way that it is. It is still a baby. The world was not ready for this level of exposure right now that you're getting in real time. Something can happen at your job. Something can happen with the CEO. Something can happen with the White House, and somebody pulls out their phone, records, and uploads. People were not ready for that. People were not ready to be exposed in that manner. We are the last generation. For those people my age, we are the last generation that remembers what the world was like before the internet. And now we're going to have to live our life with the internet. Honestly, we remember what it was like before, and now we're seeing what's happening with it. I hope I'm making sense. We remember what it was like to go out here, hit somebody in the mouth, and nobody pull out a camera. That used to happen. We remember what it was like to go out here and snatch a purse, steal a car, whatever type of lifestyle you lived. We remember what it was like to go out here and do these things. Just to go out and throw rocks and bust a window, to go walk railroad tracks. We remember that, where nobody knew where you were at. You leave when the sun comes up, and you come home when the sun goes down. You better be in before the street lights come on. That was your watch. That was your clock. Before the street lights come on. How many of you know how to tell time like that, to know how many hours of daylight you got left? Put your hand in front of the sun. Each finger's 15 minutes. How many of you know that? Y'all think I'm just some old asshole on the internet, don't know what I'm talking about. Look at you, some bitches. People were not ready for this level of exposure. Your boss, your company, your government was not ready for the level of exposure to be uploaded in real time and expose them for the things that they do. There's plenty of other ways and opportunities to make money. People are more geared towards remote work, online sales, online work. You have these platforms like YouTube, you have eBay, you have all these affiliate programs. People are wanting to dive deep into entrepreneurship and start their own companies. Social media has not made people lazy. It has made them more innovative and creative. They're looking for better ways. Now you have the opportunity to show off your acting skills, your singing skills. Before, you needed to sleep your way to the top. You needed to really be one of the best of the best. You needed to buy your way to the top. You needed to be related to somebody, things like that. You need to have those things going on. Bucking. You need to be out here sleeping with somebody just to build and brand your business and then push through. If you wanted to be an A-list Hollywood actor, you needed to pay for it, be related to somebody, or you needed to have real raw talent and hardcore dedicated work ethic. That's what you had to have back then. Now, hey, if you're good, upload it. If you are who you think you are, if you are who you say you are, upload it. Real, raw, and real time. Upload it. Raw effort, raw energy. Upload it in real time. People don't have to work anymore because people are going their own way. They're making their own way. It's almost a MGTOW movement in the workforce. WGTOW. Workers going their own way. It's almost a movement in the workforce of people saying, I don't got to tolerate this. That's why cash heavy helps. I saw where somebody said there's no point in getting cash heavy yesterday. Yes, there is. Cash heavy. Cash is still king. We're not a cashless society yet. Cash is still king. You got to start properly planning and putting yourself in a proper position to get to the next level of where you want to be at in life. Have that 5-year plan. Where am I going? What am I doing? Who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? Let me start stacking cash because I know hard times are always around the corner. It's always breathing down my back. But wherever I'm going, I'm going to need cash to get there. Cash is also going to save me for a future investment. If I see a real estate property, I see housing, I see whatever, business opportunity, whatever it is, cash is going to save me and get me there. I do this in the real world, guys. I do this in real time, real life, and this is the way I position myself. I'm not steering you in the wrong direction. Cash heavy is always going to be the way to be. And if we do turn out to be a cashless society, to where they take paper dollar away, then you'll transfer your money. You think all these millionaires and thousandaires and all these people that have worked really hard, do you think they're just going to let their cash go to the wayside? No, not at all. So don't worry about that. Then you'll transfer your cash into whatever currency we choose to use. If it's a Dogecoin, a Bitcoin, or some form of digital currency or gold or silver, doesn't matter. You'll transfer your cash into that. And then you'll need to be Dogecoin heavy, Bitcoin heavy, gold, silver heavy. It's the same process because whatever currency we start to use is going to be the form of payment they give you for a day's worth of work. It's the same process, but right now it is cash fucking heavy. Don't ever forget it. You guys have a great freaking day, all right? Take care. I'll see you in the morning.